everyone, me again. Obviously this is my new channel, and if you have a look in the introduction, you'll just see a little bit about what I'm about. For this video, I just wanted to give a little introduction as to why I want to explain in the videos about the stigmas of mental health with being a new mom, and just in general. Basically, when I had my first son, I was 17 coming 18. It was a hard time for me. I just applied to some universities. I was going to go and do a history degree, had dreams of being a teacher, had my life planned out basically, and I found out that I was pregnant with my first son on the Christmas Eve of 2006. It was a bit of a shock to find out that I was going to have a baby so young, but me personally, I decided to carry on with the pregnancy, as I'm a firm believer in things happen for a reason, and obviously he happened for a reason. I still ended up going to university a bit later on. I did an open university course, still yet to finish, but I hopefully will finish. But yeah, after having my first son, Tyler, I suffered with postnatal depression pretty badly. It had no effect on me as a mom. I brought him up to the best of what I could. He was always loved, cherished, but me personally, I had some big inner demons battling every day. GPs would fob me off with medication and things that I didn't really want to take, but I knew that if I didn't do something, I would just bog down into a big deep hole, and that's something that I didn't want to do. The postnatal depression carried on for a relatively long time. It wasn't until Tyler was about 3 or 4 years old that I actually finally felt myself again, and I got myself a little apprenticeship in Birmingham, so that kind of boosted my confidence a little bit. From then on to now, I've always really suffered with depression, but not severe depression. There's obviously different types of depression. It started as postnatal depression, but obviously I would have bouts of anxiety, and this stemmed from the depression. I would just get scared at the smallest of noises, and obviously other reasons as well, but I'm not going to go into that because they are very, very personal. But yeah, the anxiety started, and it was pretty bad to start off with. I would have really bad panic attacks. It got to the point where I literally had to get Tyler out of my flat because I was convinced that something really terrible was going to happen, and this was at 2 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't a good thing for me, having to drag my child out of bed because I was convinced that something really bad was going to happen. From then on, really, I just suffered really bad. I failed two driving tests so far because of my anxiety, but I'm trying to find more non-medical kind of ways rather than not medicating myself up. I was taking painkillers to try and block out these anxious thoughts, and it's not something I like to say out loud. I'm not proud of self-medicating, but now I'd like to think that I've taken the more non-medical route of just basically concentrating on my own inner self and well-being, and how different things can make me be a better mom. Just having a walk in the park, in the local park, can be a tremendous thing. Just being out in the fresh air is one of the greatest things that you can do. And just being around family. I come from a really big family. My mum had 10 children, and I was always with siblings. So to come away from the family home and live by myself was a big step for me. Yeah, it was kind of a hard time as Tyler was growing up, and as I've grown up as well, I kind of look back and think, wow, I overcame some really tough obstacles. I'm not going to go into them too much, but as I do more videos, I'll feel more comfortable speaking about them. But obviously, this video was to mainly just explain the sort of things that I deal with. Nighttime anxiety can be really bad for me, as I live by myself with my 2 children. I do have a partner, and he's absolutely amazing, and we are looking to move in together this year, but I think being on my own is kind of helping myself get over this anxiety. It'll be stupid little things like I hear a floorboard creak in the night and I am absolutely terrified, petrified to the point where I won't go to sleep. I do suffer with insomnia as well, which isn't a very good thing when you've got a newborn baby. So once the baby's asleep, you can't switch off, which I think some mums can relate to. And when your other half comes and says, "Go and have an hour in bed," your mind just cannot switch off. You cannot function. But yeah, the anxiety is a big issue for me. I've been to see GPs. I've had CBT therapy. These sort of things don't work for me. I don't really want to live my life constantly on medication. I do want to find other ways of dealing with it. And for me, this YouTube channel journey could possibly help me by just talking to you, like getting my feelings out and getting my emotions out. Yeah, I do believe in the mental health charities, specifically Mind. I found a lot of help from Mind when I was going through some terrible things. So there is a link in my description for the Mind charity. If anybody feels they suffer from different mental health problems, don't be silent about them. That's how I felt first off. I felt like I couldn't say anything because people would say, "Oh, she's a mum, but she's got mental health issues. Oh, it's terrible. Like, she should be looking after children." No, you can function and you can look after children, but you need to look after yourself as well. That's what I've come to learn. So, yeah, the PTSD was with relation to an event that happened in my life with Taylor's biological father. Not going to go into too much about that because we're kind of on good terms now. Taylor is seeing his dad, and I won't want to spoil it by giving too much away. But yeah, when you look back at your life, you've overcome some tremendous things, but it leaves a stamp, and it's that stamp that you have to deal with every day and fight these demons to tell yourself that you are a good person, you can cope, you are a good mom, you are a good parent. There's obviously days where you could pull your hair out because they're screaming, one wants one thing, one wants another, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my children dearly. But I just want to just tell other mums out there that it's okay to feel stressed, it's okay to have a cry, it's okay to be, you know, normal, it's okay to not have the same functions as other people, but you are who you are at the end of the day, and people need to understand that having a mental health problem, it shouldn't be a stigma. People shouldn't be labelled, "Oh, you're mental because you've got a mental health problem." That is not the case. People suffer with mental health issues every single day. My dad was a paranoid schizophrenic, you know, but I do believe that a lot of people suffer in silence, and I don't think it should be the case. I think people should be able to speak up. There is help out there. I found help. I'm so grateful for the help that I received for the various issues that I went through. You know, so mums shouldn't be able to suffer in silence. It's not fair. I mean, if you've got support around you, that's absolutely fantastic. Like I did, I had family, but I know it feels to feel completely alone in yourself when you're suffering with your inner demons. So as the videos progress, I just want people to understand that I do have issues, but it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a bad mom. It doesn't make your character as a human being worse because you suffer. And a lot of people will put a label on you. A lot of people will stigmatise a parent because of the things that they deal with, but it is a hard thing every day to wake up and think, is it going to be a good day today? Am I gonna be able to get through the day without a panic attack? Can I go shopping, or can I do the most basic of things without having to deal with a panic attack, or without having to deal with the thought of not being able to get up and do things, because these things, they do happen, but people deal with them. People who suffer, I wouldn't say I suffer severely with these, but it doesn't help with the things that I suffer, but you learn to live with them. So I just want to make it clear that parents, mums and dads, do suffer with these things, and it's okay to speak about them. It's not okay to keep them silent and building up, and that's when they get worse. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little talk about that. The things that I've dealt with in my life have been pretty crap, I've got to be honest, but as I say, it doesn't make you any worse of a parent or a person. You know, looking after number one is important. You have to look after yourself and believe in yourself to be able to make that impact on your children, and that's what I found out. The way I am and the way I act has a massive impact on my children, especially my eldest lad, who's 8, he's had some difficult times in his life as well, but the way I am affects him. So if he sees me upset or anxious, you know, he's very supportive of me. He'll come and give me a cuddle, which is the most amazing thing, because he understands, because I'll speak about it. It's not okay for me to say, "Oh, Mummy's okay," when I've got tears streaming down my eyes. That's just the worst thing ever, when you're suffering with something and you got to keep it to yourself because you feel like you can't speak about it because people will judge you. This society is a society of judgmental people, which it wasn't before, and it's a shame to say that, but as time goes on, hopefully people will learn to be accepting of these things and learn to love people who are a little bit different, who do have struggles and daily problems. And as I say, I just want to shout out to the parents that do have these sort of things, because it's not just mums that suffer with postnatal depression. I mean, dads can suffer with it as well. It has a big impact on a dad being a parent, you know. So if you are a new mum or a mum that has been struggling, don't struggle in silence. There is help out there for you. And as I say, one of the worst things you can do is be silent. So just speak up, be happy, look at yourself in the mirror every day constantly and tell yourself you're amazing, tell yourself you can do these things, you know, because at the end of the day, you are your own person, you control your life, and nobody else. Don't be scared of people judging you, because I was scared to start this YouTube channel, because I would think, oh, people are watching my videos and they're going to say, oh, she's just a stupid person with some stupid issues, and they're not stupid, they are. It's a silent illness. That's what I believe mental health is. It is a silent illness. People suffer every day with these things. So yeah, if you're a parent, don't be silent. Stand in a mirror, tell yourself every day you're amazing, you're fantastic, you're doing a great job as a parent. You know, you are your own person. So thanks for listening to me ramble on, but you know, it's one of these things that I want to get across on my channel. So there is a link on my channel for the Mind charity if people do feel like they could do with a little bit of help or just want to look it up. But there is other charities out there, not just Mind. But me personally, I use Mind because it was something that I found out first for myself, and you know, there is help out there. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you've got any questions or anything for me, just comment below, give us a like and subscribe, and as the videos come on, I'll talk a little bit more. But as I say, this is just one of the intro videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye.